Hey peeps, Daps here. Welcome to my Sims channel, Minimal Simmer. So, I don't expect any of you to have met me before. My name is Daps. I'm starting a YouTube channel just to go through my love for The Sims and my love for storytelling, and especially with these guys, you know, the OG Sims 4 crew. I really wanted to go back, give them a revamp. We've had so many packs now, we've had so many updates, and I was just like, these guys, they can look so much better. Okay, EA did what they had to in the beginning, but I really wanted to give them, like, you know, a facelift in more ways than one. This is just the guys we're going through right now because I could not fit all of them into just one video. So who do we have here? First guy we have is Andre de Silva. So he's kind of put in his description as being a bit of a geek, but like honestly he gives me such hipster vibes as well. So I was a bit like, he would probably be a mix of the two. I mean, you can look at his traits. He's a genius, he's hot-headed, he's a child, right? He's childish. So many man children we know follow the exact same kind of thing. I was thinking of giving him a man bun, but I was like, too far. Also, I wanted to keep it strictly base game, right? Like, true to their style, true to their form. I'm just kind of going through his accessories right now, going through, you know, what would Andre wear on a day-to-day basis? And something that I do really like to do with all of my Sims is that, like, I kind of give them statement pieces that they wear all the time. Like, I think we all have like a ring or a scarf or like earrings that it's a bit like, listen, it's a bit too much effort to accessorize for every occasion. So I think I gave him like the cuffs that he likes to wear quite often, like kind of go-to throw-on kind of thing. We're on his athletic wear right now, so going through that as well. I like to do the thing where I did give them like custom cats as well. I do that much later on. All of the ones that I've uploaded to the gallery are completely base game, no mods. If it comes up with mods, then I'm so sorry, but it should be completely fine, just as is. So yeah, giving him a little cap, you know, dad cap. He gives me kind of dad vibes, you know, like a little bit too grown but also not grown at all kind of thing. So this is Andre. I think, yeah, so in my version of events, he ends up with Babs, right? Babs Lamore. And I'll be completely honest, just the name itself, I feel like she was very much based off of BB Hart. Remember her from like Sims 3? Like young kid, she kind of had dreads. I think both her parents were insane, they had the insane trait. So in my version of events, I can really see them two together. That's why in the corner of the screen you can see I've put them in the same household. Don't come for me, don't fight me. I know that in the release there was this whole thing where she ends up with Ollie, and I think when I did some research on like the Sims 4 wiki, like they are supposed to end up together and have kids. This is my reimagining. You can break them up, you can do whatever you want if you put them in your game. I take no offense to that whatsoever. But yeah, going through it now, giving him back the dad cap for his hot weather wear. He seems like the kind of guy who like has his trusty like hat that he throws on over his hair. Like I gave him that kind of tousled, overgrown hair vibe. Like I think he does like software programming. He gives me that kind of vibe as well. So I can see him just like not really brushing his hair. It's kind of overgrown, very much every man in his 20s, 30s who does software programming or engineering, you know, like that's the kind of thing that I thought he would go for. So very much tousled hair, throws a cap on over it, just a very simple solution. Beanie wearing, of course he's a beanie guy, alright, you can see it. Very much listens to indie alternative music and like ate avocado toast before it was cool, right? This is my version of events. I mean, I don't know what else it said in his bio really. I think that was about it for him. In any case, now we've jumped onto Ollie Perdue. So he's been created with his sister Cassidy, right? And I think in their bio, the big thing was that both of them are kind of, you know, they're both creative types, creative souls. Ollie's a bit more subdued compared to Cassidy. I think Cassidy was a lot more loud, a lot more brash growing up, very much into her music playing, her jazz piano, wants to go really far with it. He's a bit of a painter, right? He's a lonely boy, a lost soul. Just really into his art and just very quiet, just always wanted just some peace and quiet so he could paint, while Cassidy was just loudly banging on the piano keys. So giving him a facelift as well. EA really did all of these guys so dirty. I kept I kept true to his like original kind of face structure, bone structure. I wanted to like use some of the new textures for the hairs that EA's remastered because like they deserve better, right? Obviously we're not going to go for the cauliflower afro. I did try it on Cassidy. I felt like she might be the kind of person who would really enjoy the big fat afro, really true to her natural roots. But as for now, you know, we're leaving it. Ollie isn't getting that treatment is what I'm saying. Got a snap back in there. Again, seems like the kind of guy who like has a little bit of swag to him. You know, he is very quiet. He is very like, not shy as such, but I can kind of see, yeah, I tried to give him the pedo tash. Didn't really work. I was a bit like, no, Ollie, not today. Sorry, my friend. But yeah, you know, close cropped hair, snapback. I do think that he has like a level of sass and a level of swag to him, right? Very quiet, very understated. But he's not too much of anything, right? He really enjoys blending into the background, but standing out just enough. Like, I don't think he'd hide who he is, but he just doesn't ever want to attract too much attention. He'd rather stay in the background so he can paint without being seen, like wildlife scenes kind of thing. He strikes me as more of like a traditional artist, whereas Cassidy would be like pushing boundaries, trying new things, fusion. Whereas this guy's just like, nah, don't mess with what hasn't been broken, you know, that kind of thing. So going through all of his outfits at the moment, I think I did struggle to give him his everyday wear because it was a bit like he would stick to staples. He would stick to like, I really felt hoodie and jeans vibes for him, but I also, that felt a little bit too closeted, a little bit too claustrophobic. Like he'd want to breathe, he'd like to be able to like move, have some movement to his outerwear. So I really like this shirt. I think I always usually stick to kind of the green or red swatches of that shirt, the open button shirt, but I was a bit like, nah, the grey really suits him. I really like this grey vibe for him. So I kept that. Did I keep those jeans? I'm not sure. I might go back and change that later. Yeah. Standard. What did I give him for his formal? I think I gave him a suit. I'm not sure. As you can tell, I wasn't really paying attention. It doesn't bode well for the rest of this voiceover or the rest of these cast Let's Plays, but I'm sure you'll put up with me, and any feedback I'm sure you will very generously provide for me in the comments down below. Yeah, definitely a boxer guy. You can definitely see him sleeping in boxers. Andre, you know, he seems more of like a pajamas with like the bunny slippers, but this guy, nah, absolutely not. No, his suit was for his party wear, right? Like, you know what I mean with the swag thing? Like, he would choose like pops of color. He doesn't want to be stuck in the whole black and bland wardrobe. Like, he wants to express himself a little bit. He is a creative type. He is taken in by different experiences, different color stories. Like, he knows what works with his skin tone. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if all three of these guys would be straight. You know, I mean, The Sims 4 is a notoriously LGBTQ friendly world. So if you put them in your game and you wanted to change them, put whatever you want, I'm sure Ollie would not mind. I'm not sure any of them would mind. I mean, he is untethered when I put him in the Let's Play anyway. No relationships, no background stories there. But yeah, you know, playing around with his style was really, really fun, kind of creating these backstories for them as we go through. So his traits are creative bro and art lover. And the bro, I think, you know, I think the swag style that he has really does work with the bro trait he has going on. Like, understated, but like, yo, you put in a sports game, he will give his opinion. He will throw the chips ball up in the air if his team, like, gets that goal in the final. I mean, as you can tell, I'm British. I'm talking about soccer rather than American football or anything. But you know what I mean? Like, he would get into it. He would get into it. And last but not least, Steve Fogel. So his and June's story is honestly really, really cute. I did want to give him more of a facelift because even though he is kind of meant to be the dad of the group, you know, a little bit tubby, a lot cheerier, like honestly just does not care. I think with Ollie and Andre, it would be a bit more like they are not necessarily fashion forward, but they are conscious of their looks and how they present themselves. Steve is a bit like, nah, I don't care. As you can see, I am playing around with his skin tone a bit. I feel like I wanted to, like, I didn't want to make them just like straight up white. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to play around with the new skin tones we have. I wanted to give them different undertones. I wanted to give them a true facelift in as many ways as I could. I like seeing diversity in all of the games I play in all of the Let's Plays that I watch here, and I kind of wanted to implement them in the base, the base game OGs as well. So I love his dad bod. Look at him, isn't he such a cutie? Honestly, love Steve to bits. I gave him this cap. I don't know what you'd call it, trucker cap, train conductor cap. I've seen so many people just like debating what to call it, but I feel like this cap really suits him, It's kind of long, overgrown mane. Does he have stubble? I think he has a little bit of stubble, I can't remember. I feel like this cap really suited him. Like, it's comfy, it's soft, like he really enjoys it. I think before he did have a different cap, but I gave that to Andre for his exercise and hot weather wear, and I wanted to give them like some differences in their clothing, right? I feel like he is a bit of a free spirit, much like his wife, he, like his and June's story, again, I know I've mentioned it, it's so cute. Like June's, no, not neurotic, that's a Sims 3 trait. June is an erratic sim, so like she's very like bouncy, a lot of energy, kind of highs and lows, whereas he's very like solid, stable. His dream is to become an astronaut, I believe. I'm not sure, but they were kind of a love at first sight thing. They've been going strong. I think they're married in this like rendition of the game. So again, you can see June is in the household there. But like when I was kind of giving them a house to move into, because I want all of these guys to be in the neighborhood of the Let's Play that I will have growing up. Can I talk? The answer is no. But the Let's Play I have going up at some point soon. I think by the end of this month, I'm not sure, first episode should be up. But I kind of wanted to give all of them a new lease of life, put them in the game, see how their natural dynamics play out. So I kind of redid their house for them as well. It was really fun putting in all of the stuff that they're into, like the observatory for them, all of June's woodworking stuff. I'll go into that when I cover the girls' cast, probably next week sometime. But yeah, again, giving this guy some glasses because I can see him like getting on in years and like having glasses kind of thing. Does he wear them with every single one of his outfits? I think he might, except for the swimwear, because, as a glasses wearer myself, that doesn't work. Even the prescription goggles, no man, no, absolutely not. It's just bang into a few walls, get a few scuffs, live your life kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoy playing around with his kind of colour stories as well. I think I tried to give all of them like themed colours, like kind of a comfort zone of colours and style that they would all kind of turn to. Like, it is fun to play around with lots of different packs and styles and stuff, but because I was keeping this base game, I kind of wanted to make it almost more realistic in how they chose to dress. Like, I think for a few of their outfits they recycle the same accessories, right? They recycle the same jeans, the same tops, because in reality, right, if it was cold and you were going out, you would probably just throw on a different jacket but keep your jeans, right? Or at least I would. I'm kind of lazy in that respect. So I wanted to keep that level of like lifestyle and realism in the story play, however you choose to play around with these guys or just keep them in your game. Ah, yes, the Stetson. I really felt that Steve would like his Stetson hat. Like, I don't know why, in my head he has a bit of a southern drawl, like very southern gentleman kind of guy, like a big friendly giant. This guy is definitely over 6 foot in my head, you know what I mean? Oh no, do I replace the Stetson? I do. I gave him this kind of... Is this a fedora? Maybe it is. I think I did want to keep the Stetson, but I was a bit like, that's a bit much. But in my head, he's a little bit southern. Either he has southern parents or he has that kind of southern charm to him. So I felt like keeping the hat would be like his way of dressing up an outfit. Like, even though he's quite chill, he's quite laid back with the rest of his clothes, I could see him really being into like stepping up his A game by like throwing on a hat and being like, here I am, folks, like bask in my glory kind of thing. Yeah, gave him this kind of cardigan for his cold weather wear as well. But yeah, this is Steve, going through all the traits. What was that? Oh no, I think I changed it when I did when I had to do their poses for the pictures, which you will see at the very end. And now we're jumping into cast. So yeah, the main reason I do like putting cast in for my games is, for one thing, the body hair. I think it's so dumb that at this point in all of the updates we've had, like, we don't have body hair included in the game. like not just for guys, for girls as well, right? Like we're not like pure smooth skinned Barbies, neither are our men. So I really like having CC in just to like give them that kind of realism in their body hair as well. So I do kind of go into that to give all of these guys body hair, so you can see it in their athletic wear, in their sleepwear, in like their swimwear kind of thing. Here I also like gave them all like different piercings. I know that we got some with Eco Lifestyle, but I didn't include them in here. One, because I mean, you've seen that I've called myself Minimal Simmer, right? The reason that I've called myself that is purely because I don't have all the packs. Like, I am broke, quite frankly. I can't afford all of them. And I think there's an extra challenge that's put in when you limit the amount of packs you have in game and you really have to maximize what's given to you. So I tend to use a fair amount of CC just to like sub in ways that we don't have things in the game. Like, I wasn't going to buy Eco Lifestyle just for the piercings, you know what I mean? Ollie has some dimples. I gave him some dimples. I reckon they'd be really cute, you know? In the CC, I also kind of adjust their lip tints or their natural lip colours, because I thought that was a nice touch to the game as well. As you can see, I'm going and giving Ollie his body hair here. I don't think I gave him much other CC. Oh no, I gave him like a preset for his top half, because, you know, my boy goes to the gym, he does. I think for Steve, I gave him like some moles, you know, slight moles. Like, I love getting those little skin details. Like, it's just so nice to have that kind of thing that goes all over the sim, right? It adds a different level. Adds a different level of realism, a different level of fun to them. I love making unique sims, and like, you know, he's got his strong stomach patch as well. I love this guy, honestly. But yeah, this is my CAS rehaul overview of all of these guys. So thank you so much for listening to me natter on about all of this. I will see you next week with my CAS redo of the girls from the OG Sims. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week, and have a lovely day.